Hello, I am Bentham, and welcome to the multiplayer series where we have Arumba. Say hello.
Hey, how's it going?
We have Shen,
Hello.
and we have Stejo, wherever he is.
He's down here.
Yeah, I'm right beside Arumba.
Down in the south. So yeah, it's the second episode. We need to get down to business. We've got to get this coal up here.
Okay.
Come
that's
on,
the plan.
to everything.
So that's the plan for today, is to get the coal?
Well, there'll probably be more as well. It's not going to take 20 minutes.
You should totally call it Four Fellows Factorio. That's the best name ever. It's just alliteration, man. Alliteration.
I came up with it, so it's the best thing.
Yeah.
No, your name sucks.
Clearly, it's the best thing. I saw this really cool design on the Factorio forums that maybe we can do a little bit later when we get the oil. Did you guys see the thing about depleted oil wells being used for power?
No, go on.
I'll see, like, make solid fuel out of them.
Yeah, you make solid fuel out of like a single depleted oil deposit, and it can power like six steam engines, which is
Pretty good.
pretty cool. It's completely unrelated to what we're doing right now, but I just saw it. It would be fun. Try that
Yeah.
out.
Is that like the most efficient type of resource use once it's down to that low amount?
I think so. Like, what's really useful about it is that you just don't have to worry about running out of your coal supply to power your boilers, because it's just permanent.
Right.
It's
Just-
infinite, so it's just sort of free power well, to an extent.
Do you guys know, are they going to keep it infinite? Because it kind of feels like a little silly, because you'll never have to expand oil again once you reach a certain amount. Like once you have enough of those depleted wells, you just always have oil.
They might do something with it. I guess if people mention it on the forums, they probably will, because usually that's how changes and like bug fixes and stuff get made. If you tell them, they usually do it because they're awesome.
Yeah, the Factorio development team is really good. I like them. So, Stejo, this is I've never actually done this before. You're using burner inserters to pull the coal out? Is it going to cause this to ever shut down?
No, this will just keep going until the mines run out of stuff. Basically, so we don't need to run electricity pylons all the way down here.
Cool.
Although it wouldn't really take a whole lot of effort to run the pylons down there. But since you're mining coal, they just feed themselves, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they'll have I don't like how they're a 2x2 mining area, just because it's, they pull from that small portion of the coal so fast
Yeah.
compared to the electric miners being more spread out. But I like it. It's cool.
Yeah,
So
God.
See, this is the question, because two of them just turned off.
You have to get really unlucky for them all to turn off. Like, super unlucky.
How unlucky are you?
Pretty unlucky.
I'm pretty unlucky. Maybe we should just go with electric.
Speaking of which, I have just got the loading set up and all the conveyor belts are in place, so once the coal gets up here, we will have automatically fueled power.
Very nice.
That's awesome.
Maybe
So
it
I was,
changed.
I think it was in one of Bentham's videos I was watching. Do you do 14 steam engines or 13?
No, I think that's Stejo actually. I usually do them in 5s.
Really?
5s.
I do. Oh no, I do them in 4s actually. I do 5 boilers to 4 steam engines. It seems to be a fairly good ratio.
Interesting. I thought that hey Stejo, you are really unlucky. They all just turned off.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm going to... Screw it, I give up.
Okay.
So I'm going to go and live with the biters. Taking a page from Bentham's book, I'm off.
We're gonna run some pylons, as you call them,
Yeah.
down. Okay.
What you call them?
Alright,
Electric
next up.
poles? Electric poles?
Next up for research, what would you prefer? Steel, armor, weapons? What do you like?
I like armor.
I'd say
Armor?
steel.
Steel?
I like getting a steel tool pretty early on, but I'm not
Alright.
gonna build
2 to
anything.
1, 2 to 1. Arumba,
Yeah,
your
go
vote
on.
just ticked it over. Steel, done. Yeah, I'm a big fan of steel too, just for the steel tools. It's just so nice. Oh yeah, how many labs can we run off of this one factory here? Like, what's a good ratio for one red beaker factory at the start of a game?
It's just 2.
To how many labs? Just 2?
It depends on the research usually, because some of them are quicker than others.
Yeah, steel is only 5 seconds for research, so it consumes red like crazy.
Gotcha.
I've definitely chopped down my fair share of the forest here. I've feel like I've murdered so many trees that
I'm
Not
pretty sure
murdered.
that
You
between
helped
us
them
we've
pass
chopped
on to a
multiple
new
thousands.
existence.
See, I read on the Factorio forums though, like the rate ratio, if you do 13 boilers to 10 steam engines, it's like 99% efficient.
Yeah, that's what I use.
And if you do 14 boilers, then it's 100%. But that 14th boiler, you're
Doesn't
using a
do
boiler
much.
for the 1%.
However, when we
I
had
would
this,
I just winged it based on what I could tell and got it roughly right-ish.
I don't know. I like using the 13. It's just a good number for me.
Yeah, that's what I use.
Is it a lucky number?
Is 13 a lucky number? Sure.
Yeah. Do you
I just came back from vacation and the hotel didn't have a 13th floor because, great, superstitions.
Do you also walk underneath ladders and stuff? Like,
Oh, yeah.
do you step on black cats or?
I own 13 black cats.
You see, the issue with a lot of superstitions is their common sense. I mean, why the hell would you walk under a ladder?
Well, if it's stable, it's alright.
Yeah, but
I had
for
to
what
guard a
reason?
ladder once, and no one would walk under it. I was like, it's not going to fall on you. It's been here for like an hour. Just go under it. But they
No, but
wouldn't.
see, they have a special exploding ladder leg button in their pocket, and when you walk under it, they hit the button.
Okay.
It does sound like something Shen would do. Wouldn't
All
surprise
right,
me.
what's going on
That
up
sounds
here,
like-
Mr. Light Blue? What is all this?
I don't know. I had tons of stone,
What
so I'm
the-
making bricks.
He
Okay.
has set up this giant assembly for bricks.
I had like, I don't know, like 2 whole rows of stone in my inventory. So I was like, smelt it. Turn it into something.
What's amazing to me is these stone furnaces. How do they organize the input? They have what, 30? You have 30 stone in here. How does it organize the input and the output for all the bricks? Because there's no one who monitors it. There's no electricity to like move all the product around. How does it do that?
Gnomes.
Can't explain
Oh.
that.
Probably a
Gnomes.
similar magic to what makes conveyor belts just work.
Yeah.
That's also
Oh yeah,
gnomes.
that's another question. Do you know, are they ever gonna make belts take electricity?
Well, I think the reason that they made them not is because it would be really fiddly, basically, to start off if belts didn't work, because you wouldn't be able to get an automatically loading power system. And to get, like, the power grid covering your entire belt network would be an absolute pain.
Well, all you
I would
need
be-
is for the belts to transport their own power along themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah, like, I guess
If you
that would
hook it
work.
up, if you hook it up at one end, and obviously you're going to have the belts go to your power production plant, so it's going to be hooked up at one end. Then that would be hooked up, and that's all you have to hook up.
That's genius, really. Just one part of the belt would need to be connected to power.
If that isn't a mod, it will be in, like, 5 minutes now.
Excellent.
Oh yeah, have you guys experimented with mods like DieTech and things like that?
No.
Nope.
No.
I've never been a mods guy. I don't know why. I just don't feel like doing mods for anything.
Yeah,
I
I've
love
kind of
mods.
been in the
It's
same
kinda
boat until people introduced me to the zombie mod for Victoria 2. I thought that was kind of cool, where zombies take over whole nations, and the wonderful mods in Kerbal Space Program, which give you just so much information that you otherwise would never get. It just
Oh,
makes a
yeah.
huge difference in your game. But as far as like mods where they change the game itself to be like something completely different, I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to get into that.
Yeah, I had a hard time with the DieTech mod. I really liked the way that they like had levels to the electric mining drills, and I could upgrade them. But I didn't like how they changed the science, and you had to use stone for science. It was very strange.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what are you gonna do with stone?
I think that's why they made it science, because people weren't otherwise using it. Oh,
Uh-oh.
and
Got a crash.
the host
That's
game
not
has
good.
crashed. That's me.
All right, cool.
So who's the new host?
No one. Factorio.exe has stopped working.
Oh, stop for everyone. Okay, I'll just relaunch.
I might not even edit. Haha. I think I might be able to get away with it. Of course, if we crash again when armor crafting finishes, that will be bad.
Is that what crashed
Oh.
it?
It was right when the technology finished, yeah.
Oh, it
Nope,
didn't
okay.
crash. There you go.
There we
All
go.
right, so next
Sorted.
up, what would you guys like?
Weapons.
The one that doesn't cause crashes.
All right, weapons it is.
Shoot them all.
Gotta shoot them all.
All right. So what's your favorite Bentham like? What's your favorite factory layout for smelting? What kind of smelting layout do you do?
Well, actually, before we hit that, can I ask a more pressing question?
No.
Most of the research that's coming up requires green. Can you show us a good setup for green production?
There is a certain setup I use. I can hang on. I'm down in the coal bit. I'll come up and
Sure,
give you
by
a
all
demonstration
means.
if you like.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, like I always do green in a slightly stupid way, really, because I make it scalable, even though you never need to scale the production of the belts and inserters.
Oh, I don't know. Arumba likes to put down 20 labs.
Yeah, we're going big or going home. That was
Yeah,
Steve's.
I guess maybe we will need multiple then. Actually, the way I do it means that you can extend it into smart inserters for blue signs later.
That sounds
is always
genius. Let's do that.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I sort
show
of
us-
just
show
did
us
it by
how it's
accident.
done.
Where are you? Where's the thing that we're building? Are we building a thing?
You are.
Yeah.
Build it. Build a thing.
Well, I build it onto my whole serial bus thing, whatever you call it. So we'd have to build that.
Okay. Go.
Get started.
I'm
Make
under
it
pressure
so.
now.
Mush.
There's no time to think. Just build it. Where are you gonna put it?
Well, let's survey the map then. Find an open space.
Did my game just autosave? I feel like it did.
Mine did.
All right. Looks like when the game crashed, it did not save my settings to not autosave.
Maybe we should go to the east and build it out there.
Okay.
Like from this copper line, go out there. You do the nature program thing again, just following me and watching me. I'm scared.
I've got
That's
a gun
awesome.
trained on you in case you go crazy.
Okay.
And here we see a native Bentham in his normal habitat.
Sadly, we
native
had
Bentham
to put
with a
this
gun to
subject
his head.
down.
One thing we definitely all do, like as a tendency, is that if there's too many trees, just chop a couple down.
A
That's it.
couple.
No matter where we go, it's like deforestation extreme. I like
Well, I'm
it.
thinking we just build out our big super thing in this direction. Like here.
Okay, where do the trains go?
They will come. The trains will come.
Can we leave room in the middle of those transport belts? Put the train in the middle.
What? Oh, I thought you were actually saying a reasonable thing, but okay.
What
I'm sorry.
I
when
thought you were
opened your
saying to
mouth,
leave the
I
gap
thought you were going to
between
speak
belts
English,
occasionally.
but no, it all came out gibberish. Get out of the way.
Well, I thought you were saying like put in a gap for to make it easy to maneuver things out of the belts.
Well, that too, but we have underground belts to make it easier to move things around, right?
Well, the way I usually set it up is I have the belts in twos, and then there's a bunch of maneuvering space in between each set of them.
Okay.
Sounds good. Do it. Make it so. Print
And
it.
the reason you do it in twos is
So that you. Oh well, because
And there goes my laptop.
I don't know. It's just what I do.
there's a reason, right?
I think I've seen it before. It's so that you can do a 90-degree turn and still fit it
Yeah.
underneath all the other belts.
So if I want, I can. Well, I have this weird thing where I don't like to disrupt the belt itself too much by like having it go underground, the main bit. There's no reason to it, but it means like if you have a two-space gap, you can basically do anything in it, like put stuff onto one side of a belt, have it feed into an underground belt and things like that without interfering with the central ones.
But you can't have a roboport.
No, I always don't factor roboports into my design and then just have to shoehorn them in later.
So, but we don't need roboports, right? Because
For the trains, we'll use them, right?
robots
Loading
are
and
bad.
unloading.
I don't use roboports for trains.
Robots
I do
are
use them for delivering me
fantastic.
stuff, though.
They're fantastic for emptying out trains. That is one thing that I love using the robots for.
Yeah, that just makes so much sense. Why would you not use robots at the train depot?
I don't know. I just have them
All
unload
right,
into chests and
This is a
unload
lot
into a
of
belt.
belts. This is a lot of belts here, Bentham.
Right,
What's
so
going on?
here's my reasoning. I'll talk you through it. Right. Actually, I think I've got some of this wrong, but the basic structure is here. So here, in this massive block of them, we're going to have 3 belts for iron and 3 for copper. As you were saying, go big or go home, so we're going to go full scale with this.
3 for iron and 3 for copper, and those are for
Yep.
plates, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then these next ones here, they will probably be circuits and gears.
Okay.
And then these will be, what do I go for? I go for steel, and then one that is plastic, which halfway along the line turns into advanced circuits.
So you get rid of the plastic at the circuit factory, and then they turn into red circuits.
Yep.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
didn't you say you like two spaces though between? There's only one.
Yeah. I managed to get it wrong on this one here, but there'll be less spaces at the moment with the iron and the copper because they will thin out as it gets further along.
Right.
So
So there's
they'll
gonna be
peel
less-
off to go
there'll be
into
less
gears and
belts.
circuits.
There'll be less
Is what I
belts
think.
as you go along.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Shen. Excuse me. Fewer.
Fewer? Oh,
you
you're
just
correct.
you corrected me on our Scottish campaign. I feel compelled to correct your grammar.
Thank
Steve,
you.
you've been over here putting even more belts in.
Yeah.
Now, if I go over there and just like put belts willy nilly just to confuse you, would that be good?
I'll just
Well,
have
it
to sort of
wouldn't be bad.
pretend they don't exist.
All right, that is my
We'll
new
go
mission.
crazy, and we'll end up in some weird, endless cycle of you placing belts and me taking them up.
All right, so should I keep clearing this forest here so you have room?
Yep, just keep going outwards,
Okay.
mainly forwards.
I
The way
feel
I like
like
to do it is I set up the big sort of plan, the footprint of everything before I actually start putting anything in.
Right.
we could use a lot more iron right now.
You know,
We always
that's
need more
something
iron.
that we always run out of, isn't it, Arumba?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna
I
go
always do it as well.
get more iron.
And it has nothing to do with Calvin having about 7,000 of it on him when I ran him over with my tank.
No tanks allowed for Shen. That's tanks are off limits. He has lost his tank privileges.
You know what's nice about tanks is when you hop inside, the color of the tank turns your color.
Yeah,
I like
that is-
Pretty cool. So I think it's for future faction stuff.
Yeah, I've heard that they're looking to do entities. Like at some point in the future, there probably will be a version of Factorio where you can have teams and actually play against each other.
They need to have one team be the biters. That'd be awesome.
Oh my
You can,
God.
in single
That would be
player,
interesting.
you can actually align yourself with the biters. Change your
can what?
force. You can align your character with the biters. Change the force that you're part of.
What?
The biters can own transport belts. The biters can own all kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of stuff you can do with the
Really?
console. Yeah.
Oh,
Well, they do it all the time with like neutral entities in the campaign. And then when your character touches it, they transfer ownership of the entity.
there's
I'm
a
so-
campaign?
Yeah, there's a campaign. You didn't know that?
No.
I don't think I've ever played the campaign actually. I sort of forgot.
Campaign's kind of fun. They teach you how to use trains in like video 2 or session 2.
I didn't even know that. That might have helped me.
And they press for it really early.
I'm gonna actually start
Yeah.
putting some structure to this now instead of it just being a block of belts.
All right, so what's coming in first? What's the first step?
I'll do gears first.
Okay. And that's just iron plates, right?
Yep. Nice and simple.
Is
So
that
that will
going in
be
this
the
factory here?
first line that peels off. Yeah, that's that one there.
Okay.
So we'll bring this along to here. And then inserters. Got there
Do you have any
before me.
telephone poles?
We will need that, yeah. I mean, at the
I don't have
moment, I
any-
haven't actually got any stuff.
I don't have any copper. Let me pick up some copper and I'll make the telephone poles.
Right.
So Shen and I call them telephone poles, and you call them pylons. Was it, Stejo?
I call them.
Yeah, pylons.
I
Must
call them power
construct
poles.
additional pylons.
Is that just like a British thing? Like you guys call them pylons over there?
Well,
Uh-oh.
it's generally, you know, the long range electrical poles that you get.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, it generally looks like them over here, and that's pretty much all that we get. We get like these little electricity poles, but yeah, they're called pylons, so that's generally what I call anything that carries electricity along a wire.
They
I call the
them
big ones
pylons.
pylons.
Okay, fair enough.
I
Well,
don't
I
know.
did hear the robot.
Yeah.
I think it might be a bit preemptive. What
Uh,
with our
we're-
crash?
Well, I actually never stopped my recording. We're still at like 22 minutes, so we had like a minute or two in between. We could take a break here. Be fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
that should be good.
That way, I don't have to edit, which should be bad.
Arumba Arumba has this severe phobia of editing. All right, no. Bentham. Come on, what are you doing here? You could easily put one underground for the coal and then leave all the other belts on top, right?
But it is 6 wide.
So just make one last underground for that
Okay,
6.
I was just mindlessly doing it. I'm sorry.
You're wasting resources. Come on now.
That is unacceptable.
I'll fix it.
We might have to flog you.
Steady on. Is that legal in America?
Indeed. Everything's legal in America.
Actually, yeah. There's been some pretty interesting things about waterboarding and all kinds of other stuff that we've been doing, apparently. So,
To quote our former vice president, I would do it again in a second. There you
Okay.
rather terrifying, actually.
go. He's a terrifying man.
Kind of kinky.
All right, so why don't we wrap it up here? You guys do it's your intro, Bentham. So give us the outro.
Okay then. We have been Arumba and Shen and Stejo and me, Bentham. And we shall say goodbye. Thank you for watching. And we shall see you next time.
All right, see you soon.
Adios.
See ya.